One of our favorites, now big time, Vincent Goodwill. He's with the mothership. And he still stays in touch, though. I give him credit, but not as quickly. Doesn't get back to Todd as quickly as he used to. Now he's big time. Now he's on Get Up, First Take. Yeah, it must be nice. Thanks for carving out a couple of minutes for us, Vincent.
Thank you for giving me the call. I thought you had forgotten my number. I don't get a fancy middle name. Thank you to Marvin for giving me some nice Michael Jackson there, some This Place Hotel. I love it.
Did you see the documentary on Michael Jackson?
I have not seen the movie on Michael Jackson yet. I'm not sure if you know. Playoff season, no days off, no mornings off, but it is on the list.
So it's a biopic. It's not a documentary.
Yes, it's a biopic. It's
Okay.
the first half of a biopic.
All right. Explain to me what happened last night. Back and forth, 25, 26 different lead changes. But let's start with Philadelphia. How surprised were you going toe-to-toe without Joel Embiid?
I wasn't surprised at all, to be perfectly honest. I felt like when you get out of a 7 game series where you come out of a 3-1 deficit, I have a saying, you're still wearing the perfume of the Boston Celtics. Like you're nowhere near the emotional or physical capacity to deal with the next series in 48 hours. So the blowout in game 1 wasn't very surprising to me. Game 2, no Joel Embiid meant that, Dan, they could not afford to play a slow game. And then we kind of forgot that Paul George, for all the things that he's not, he's still an incredibly skilled player who can carry you for stretches. I'm actually more or less surprised that Philadelphia did not win the game last night because of how they came out. They just ran out of gas in the last 5 or 6 minutes. They had nothing left in the tank because of the physicality and the speed of the game. And now you wonder if this is a formula that they can replicate for game 3, just being back home.
Yeah, I think they had 12 points in the fourth quarter. But, that it takes so much energy. And you're right about the quick turnaround, losing in game 1. I thought Philly was going to win last night. But moving forward with Embiid, can Nick Nurse come up with a game plan where you're not sure day to day or game to game what exactly you have with Embiid?
That's impossible because, Dan, you know it from being around these players. The series don't get easier as they go along. They don't get less physical, they get more physical. And if there is a vulnerable part of your body, let's say you got a bad hand, you know what they're going to do to your hand? They're going to whack your hand every chance they can because it's vulnerable. And they're going to see how long you can go before you say uncle. And I think with Embiid, him getting nailed on that screen by Mikal Bridges, who's not the most, he's not the physically toughest dude in the world, and he nailed Embiid. So if you're Nick Nurse, and he did some good things last night, I'm going to say that, Dan. He did some good things even in the fourth quarter when they were trying to get the ball out of Jalen Brunson's hands, and you got to see, wait, do the Knicks have another guy that can create a shot late in the clock? I think if they have fresher legs, let's say they have a lead in the last 4 or 5 minutes, Embiid or no Embiid, I feel like defensively they found some things that they can counter to, and then you worry about Embiid later. I wouldn't say this. I would not make Joel Embiid the focal and center point of my offense, knowing where he is or isn't physically. I'm going up and down the floor, and I'm telling Joel, come and catch up to us when you catch up to us.
Any update on OG Anunoby's injury?
Dan, it's the New York Knicks. If the update is due at 5 o'clock, they will tell us at 5:01. They said they did the "we don't know what you're talking about" last night thing to us when we were saying, "Hey, did you know that OG, grabbed his leg and was limping off?" And they were like, "Well, we don't know about testing. We don't know anything." So they're not going to do anything or tell us anything until they absolutely have to. There's no practice today. They're going to shoot around tomorrow, but they're not going to tell us anything until the league mandates that they do at 5 p.m. this afternoon.
Surprised that the Lakers are 15.5-point underdogs?
Have you seen the Oklahoma City Thunder, Daniel? I'm very curious what people believe about this Thunder team. Like, once the shine of the possible 770 win thing flew off of them, we stopped paying attention to them. And when we stopped paying attention to them, you looked at the roster and you're like, wait, everybody can defend. And everybody can defend a level up or a level down. You can use Chet Holmgren at the rim. You can use Chet Holmgren in space. You can use the AJ Mitchells of the world at the rim or in space. Like, nobody's uncomfortable at any point in the floor. And the Lakers have an older LeBron James who can only give it to you in spurts. Like in game one, he had a great game, but he gave it to you in spurts. It wasn't like he was flying up and down the floor. This wasn't game one of the 2018 NBA Finals where he emptied the tank and almost took out one of the greatest teams we've ever seen. He gave you 25 efficient YMCA points. Oh man, I'm going to get on the break because I'm at half court. You know, like that type of thing. There's only so much that he can do, and Luka's not coming back. And Austin Reeves, he didn't give you anything because he's still recovering from injury. The Lakers don't have many options.
And it's weird how we will designate one of the great teams of all time. You know, if you three-peat, then you're in the conversation. But if you win two titles, even then we can begrudgingly say, well, you know, they were really a great team. It took a while for people to acknowledge the Spurs dynasty because, you know, they weren't exciting. They were just a wonderfully coached, skilled team. And it feels like OKC, you have to go out of your way to watch them or want to watch them. Now it's the postseason, you're kind of forced to. Like I'm more fascinated watching Steph or Victor or Joker than I am SGA and OKC. But here they are again on the precipice of going back to back. At what point, let's say that happens, at what point do they need, or what do they need to accomplish where we go, you know what, you can put them in there with whatever team in the last 15 years?
It's funny, Dan, because in this era of parity, the way that we evaluate great teams or great eras has to change because back-to-backs no longer exist in the way that we think of them, right? The last team to go back-to-back was the 17-18 Golden State Warriors, and it took for them to get Kevin Durant for them to go back-to-back and break the game. And even by then, Dan, remember, they went to game 7 in the Western Conference Finals against the Houston Rockets of James Harden and Chris Paul, and it took 27 straight missed threes for them to get to the finals. And that was one of the single season greatest teams we've ever seen. And by the next year, someone in the league had the nerve to catch up. I think with Oklahoma City, I think there is something to that. We don't watch them enough. We don't pay attention. And the conversation isn't fawning. It's about Lou Dort sticking his leg out and doing the WWE stuff, which I personally don't like, right? I do not like it be giving off the appearance that a player looks like he is trying to hurt people, right? Then there is the Shai Gilgeous-Alexander conversation where if you put your hand anywhere near his zip code, he's flailing all over the place. Like it's not a pretty conversation to have, but you cannot deny their overall greatness, starting with Sam Presti and even Shai as the efficient ball player that he is. If and when they win this year, and we're going to say, man, this is the first team to repeat since those Golden State teams, which will be the third team to repeat since the Miami Heat of LeBron and Dwayne Wade, then we'll be able to say it. But I will say this about those Spurs teams, Dan, they never went back to back. And I do think there's something about starting the year with the target on your back, going through the 82 game gauntlet and not being able to avoid playing 82 playoff games and then playing another season of playoff basketball and coming back out on top. I will say that is a valid criticism that they didn't go back to back, but I would still call them a worthy dynasty.
We're talking to big-time Vincent Goodwill, ESPN NBA senior writer. He was there at Game 3 at the Garden last night. Do you walk along Celebrity Row just to get a closer look at the celebrities?
Dan, see, this is how disconnected Dan is from us common folk because Dan is a member of Celebrity Row. When you are a regular peasant, they don't allow you anywhere near those people 30 minutes before the game starts. Like Jay-Z was at the game last night. Do you think they let us cretins in the media anywhere near? Absolutely not.
Well, they do have this holding area. It's a green room that's right off the court, and then all of a sudden they go, okay, let's go. And then everybody goes out to their seats, and then the game begins. So you
only someone like you would know that, Dan. Go ahead and pull us behind the velvet rope and tell us more about this celebrity life, Dan.
Did you see Draymond and Charles Barkley last night?
I did, and I like Draymond a lot. I will say this. Charles Barkley has become such a cartoon character on television we can't be disrespecting the player that Charles Barkley was. Charles Barkley was a phenomenal player at every single level of his career. You can call him fat and out of shape. You can say all the things he never won a championship, but that man was never less than a top three player at his position every single damn season that he played where he was himself. Not one single season, even in Houston.
If you could have Draymond Green's career or Charles Barkley's career.
Are the suspensions and sleeper holds included?
Every and the rings.
I still say give me Chuck. Chuck had fun.
Yeah, but
Chuck did the right guard commercials. Remember those right guard commercials that Chuck used to do, that Marvin Hagler did? And Chuck was doing the Gatorade. If I could see that he is me and I just want to be like Chuck. He went to Barcelona and the Olympics and all that stuff. Look, man, Charles Barkley was a terror from, let's say, 1987 to 1990. That 10-year run was some of the best basketball at the power forward position that we've ever seen. And Draymond Green is a great champion. I think I'm gonna take the.
You'll take Chuck.
I'll take Chuck.
I happened to ask Reggie Miller the question of whose career, Draymond's or Carmelo Anthony, and yeah, Carmelo wasn't happy with me that I made that comparison. Apparently, he said, "Keep my name out of your mouth, Dan Patrick."
What did he send that message to you, or was that on social media?
Social media.
Okay, so we're not going to talk about Carmelo Anthony then.
Oh, I don't care. I liked Melo. It was just a question to Reggie, and you know what Reggie said? He'd take Draymond Green's career.
I could see. I mean, well, Reggie Miller had Carmelo Anthony's career. It was Reggie Miller. Like, I get it. And when you get that close to, like Reggie was, to championships, and you don't win because there's the supernova in front of you, there's the Michael Jordan of the time in front of you, he knows what it's like to be that. Let me go and be something else. I get it.
Yeah. Melo wasn't happy that I somehow put his name out there in the ether. And
Melo's a part of the media now.
I know, that's why I thought, have a sense of humor here. You know, there are days when we have to come up with content here. You know, I have to do 3 hours here. Sometimes you have to ask, stupid questions here. That's all.
No, Dan, I get it. Would you, like, it's the age-old question of, would you rather be Robert Horry or would you rather be the man? And Robert Horry said, I'd rather be the man than be myself. I know what it's like to be me. I want to be somebody else.
Just remember us. So, you got big time. What shoes are you wearing? Air Jordans?
Not right now. I am from Detroit. It is playoff time. So the Jordan rules are in place during playoff time. That's what this is, Dan.
What's the hot shoe right now?
I don't know what the hell the hot shoe is, Dan. I've aged out of this. I only buy stuff that I like. I don't know what these kids are wearing now. Sometimes Nike will send me a gift package and all of that stuff, and I'll work out in them. But Dan, I'm washed, as the kids would say.
Well, what's Timothy Chalamet wearing courtside?
Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you, Dan. I had no idea who the hell Timothy Chalamet was until I moved to New York and saw him on the Jumbotron every night.
Man, you are older than I thought.
We did this a couple years ago where we guessed Benny's age, and then we found out that black don't crack. But that's also where, Dan, I'm wearing a Stevie Wonder hoodie. My Spotify age is like 65. That makes me older than you. You know what I mean? Come on now.
I'm turning 70 next Friday.
Man, white don't crack either.
So, Michael Jackson or Stevie Wonder's career?
Ooh, of course, that's Stevie Wonder's career.
Prince or Stevie Wonder?
Stevie by a hair, just because it's lower maintenance. Michael and Stevie had to go through all the labor of dancing in heels. Stevie was on the piano or on the guitar or on the drums. That's less pressure on my knees, Dan.
All right. Very smart.
And well, Dan, whose classic era would you rather have? Stevie in the 70s, Prince in the 80s, or Michael in the 80s?
Mike was maybe the most famous person in the world during his run. Stevie was incredible, and Prince had his run too, but nobody compared to Michael.
Would you want to be the most famous person on earth?
No,
Dan?
I would not. Would you
Neither would I.
Would you rather be Michael Jackson or have Michael Jordan's career?
I'd rather Michael Jordan's career. Absolutely. Because Michael Jordan's in NASCAR now, where he can just be himself,
Yeah.
right? And if nothing else, when Michael Jordan's performing, fans ain't fainting and trying to come on the stage and kiss me or break my neck. The only person I got to worry about breaking my neck is Bill Laimbeer. I can avoid that.
Thank you, Vincent. Good to talk to you as always.
Appreciate you, Dan.
That's Vincent Goodwill, ESPN NBA senior writer.